Just a few minutes before going live, former President Barack Obama finally weighed in on the Democratic primary, launching his endorsement for his former Vice President, Joe Biden. The video is available online. You can go watch it if you'd like. We're just going to respond casually, I guess. Jordan, what do you make of President Obama doing his endorsement and doing it when he did?
I mean, yeah, he is. I mean, most people in his position just try to play this safe. They don't want to make any enemies. I think this is just, kind of expected. I'm surprised he did it like immediately. I'm surprised he did it when he did, and also like on the immediate heels of Sanders. This is kind of what people expected. There were rumors and reports late last year that he didn't want Sanders to win. There were reports last year and earlier this year that he was considering intervening. And then after we saw all of the candidates drop out and coalesce behind Biden, we saw more reports from people close to Obama that he was talking to them and encouraging them to consider who they could align with. But ultimately, which is double speak for get behind Joe. This is just everyone is now in line behind Joe, except for Warren, who hasn't endorsed. I mean, I guess we could kind of assume she supports him, but no formal endorsement that I saw. So we'll see how this goes. But now it seems like everyone is unified. Whether or not supporters of each candidate gets behind Biden remains to be seen.
Yeah, and that's going to be a developing story, and the onus is on Joe Biden and his team to make that happen. It's their show. It's the show they wanted. They're now running it. They have to get people to tune in and to want another season, I guess, if I'm going to continue the metaphor, which I probably should have ditched a long time ago. It is. I don't think anyone saw Bernie and Tulsi Gabbard endorsing before Warren. I mean, obviously there's reasons for it. It's just I wouldn't have predicted that 6 months ago. In terms of Obama endorsing right now, I think, first of all, it's news in that it just happened, but it's not news in that it's shocking or anything like that. Of course he's eventually going to endorse. Like, nobody thinks Biden's going to get the nomination and Obama's going to be like, I'm going to see what happens over the next 3 months. No, he's going to get involved. He obviously doesn't want Trump to get reelected. He probably likes Biden. Biden is not that dissimilar in a number of important respects from Obama politically. That's sort of the issue, but not an issue for Obama. I will say I want to give a little bit of credit to Obama and take away a little bit of credit. The credit I want to give to him is it would not have been impossible or unthinkable for Obama to have done this 2 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, or 3 months ago. He could have done it the night before Super Tuesday if he wanted to. And he certainly wanted Biden to beat Bernie Sanders. He could have weighed in earlier. Now, that's not to say that he wasn't behind the scenes. Clearly he was, and that's a little bit of the credit I'm going to take away from him. But he could have gotten involved earlier. He waited until Bernie had backed out. Little bit of credit there. The issue is that in New York Times reporting around this recently, he's been sort of putting pressure on Bernie Sanders behind the scenes to drop out. So it's not like he was just patiently waiting in the wings. He was involved in that decision. But the fact that he didn't do this earlier gave us at least, the best chance we were going to get for Bernie Sanders to win, considering all of what he was up against. At least Obama didn't come out publicly and put even more pressure on, some of these centrists to perhaps leave, Buttigieg and stuff earlier and line up behind Joe Biden.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there were reports that he was going to intervene early, and that would have really, I think, upset the Sanders camp and his supporters a lot, because you don't want to see someone in that position kind of pulling the strings to further the establishment. I think there's also an issue of legacy, and Biden is a continuation of the Obama legacy, so he has like a self-interest in getting behind Biden, or someone that would, protect the ACA rather than just undoing it and creating a whole new single-payer system. And there's a lot of what Sanders ran on that kind of like directly targets what the Obama administration did through foreign policy, through economic proposals, through healthcare. So, it's probably a huge sigh of relief for Obama in that respect that Sanders didn't win. But yeah, I think to your point, it's a smart move, a savvy move not to intervene early in the primary, like people were worried he was going to.
Yeah. My question to you, I guess, would be, how significant will this be? Biden, obviously, he's going to be going up against an incumbent president, which is never, that's not what you want, ideally. It's during a pandemic, which early on we were wondering which way that would swing. Is that going to help Trump? Is it going to hurt Trump? it's seeming right now like it's maybe kind of canceling out in both directions. How significant will Obama's endorsement be? But more importantly, if Obama is spending the next 6 months, traveling around campaigning for Biden, do you think that that can help to overcome some of the fairly obvious limitations of Biden as a candidate these days?
I think the endorsement itself won't have much of an impact because most people who like Biden already liked him because of the Obama association. Like Biden's name recognition comes from being Obama's vice president. So no one's going to see this and be like, "Oh, I'm on board now." Sorry, I almost cursed. TV 14, right? So yeah, no one no. Sorry.
There are kids on the
No one's gonna
internet,
see that.
Jordan. I don't
What's
know
that?
what
Can
language
we?
you use on Twitch, but this is YouTube, baby. Okay.
Oh yeah, notoriously family-friendly YouTube. um, yeah, no one's going to see that and suddenly be on board with Biden now. What this does do, and I think the benefit the Obama endorsement brings, is Obama the campaigner. And I think Obama's strength in 2008, and even like when his DNC speech in the mid 2000s, that he is a great orator. He's energetic. He's captivating. That is who really will bring a lot of power and a huge benefit to Biden. But now, in the age of coronavirus, sorry to use that tired phrase, but we don't know what digital campaigning looks like. And the Biden campaign has already struggled to create compelling content online. I mean, Biden is in his house, he's in his basement, he's talking directly to the camera, he's reading from a teleprompter. Not the most entertaining thing. It's not the damage report. But Obama is way more skilled and savvy in that field. So,
that. Thank you.
Obama, yeah, of course, Obama, the campaigner in the digital world, is also something we could look forward to see a benefit for Biden.
Yeah, he could use it because, I mean, Biden has not shown any of the sort of savvy that we've gotten out of Bernie and the Bernie campaign in terms of adapting to coronavirus. I guess to some extent, it's kind of like a hidden blessing for Biden, though, because now if he doesn't have rallies that anyone goes to, it's not his fault, which it probably would have happened anyway. But yeah, look, assuming he is the nominee, that's the direction we're going, and it's not guaranteed or anything like that, but assuming he is the nominee, he is going to need all the help that he can get. I'm just speaking pragmatically, not in terms of my interests. He is going to need help. And look, if you look at, for people unlike you and I and our audience, people who are far from very online, a lot of them think of Obama and they think of the things that they think of as good. They're not thinking of drone strikes and the fact that he could have gone farther on single payer or any number of other issues. We can start listing them and we could go on longer than an hour. They think of him as, you know what, he seemed like a guy who had it together. He seemed kind of smart. He seemed stable. He seemed like he cared about people. And so associating that with Joe Biden is probably not a bad idea from Joe Biden's point of view. I mean, after all, that is literally the only thing he did during the primary, was trying to get people to think of Obama while he was standing next to that thought. For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.